Hi, kia ora, and welcome to episode 1 of Don't Look Up. My name is Matt, and this series is a return to a childhood fascination of the night sky. It's always been on the back burner, but about 2 years ago, I decided to make a start. Buy a telescope. And now, document my time of looking up. In today's episode, we'll take a look at why I use Stellarium free version. We'll explore real-time tracking and stacking using the Dwarf II Smart Telescope. Talk about Matariki, a national-wide holiday here in Aotearoa. A weekly compilation of interesting objects in the sky. Plus, we'll also have a look around the night sky in a Bortle 6 light-polluted area. And then take a look at the final raw image from the Dwarf II and a simple edited version. Why I use Stellarium free version? To see what's in the night sky before it gets dark. Even in the middle of the day, I can switch to the night view. It shows me what will be visible later tonight. It lets me scan around from my actual location for logging which objects that are available and within my viewable area. I also use it to check the early morning sky, like right now Orion's belt is rising before dawn. There's an awesome feature called Sky Culture. I switch it to Māori. This provides the Māori names of the stars. Super helpful during Matariki here in Aotearoa. Makes the whole experience feel connected, viewing the night sky through my own culture. First up, turn on the Dwarf II and connect the app. I've got it installed on my tablet. Now make sure the Dwarf II is pointed at a star field, then run an autofocus, and now we're ready to head to Atlas. So the object of interest tonight is M11. So up the top right there is the search icon. And I'm just going into the search bar and just type in M11, called the Wild Duck Cluster. And down the bottom right there, just tap that M. And the first thing you've got to do is go through a calibration. Calibration successful. So now go to, and so now the dwarf is going to that particular area, and now it's tracking M11. I'm going to set the shutter to somewhere around about 6 and turn the gain all the way down to maybe 10. The count is at 100. Click start. So a shutter of 6 is 6 seconds that the iris is open. So that's the first stack, and you can already see the cluster forming in the middle there. And it's gathering more light, so we're starting to see more stars around that area coming through. And the focus looks good. Sometimes the focus is not bang on, but that focus looks really good. We'll come back to that right at the very end after I've had a look around the sky, and we'll see what that final raw image looks like. Each year, as the southern skies darken and winter settles in, a cluster of stars rises. Matariki, where the Māori New Year begins. Matariki is the Māori name for the Pleiades, a bright group of stars that reappear on the northeastern horizon in midwinter just before dawn. It's a time for remembrance, renewal and whānau, where people come together to honour those who have passed and look ahead with hope. You'll catch Matariki from late June to early July in places with clear, dark skies. For Māori, Matariki isn't just a celestial event or a public holiday, for each star holds meaning, from weather, well-being to ecosystems, food and much more. As the cluster rises, so does the promise of a new beginning. Matariki calls us to reflect, reconnect, and hope for a better year. Highlights of the week. Some of these are areas I enjoy capturing using the Dwarf II, especially M8. Otherwise, the full view of the Milky Way is just amazing. The Orion, as you can see, is kind of upside down, and that's my view from the southern hemisphere. This was tracked and stacked on my Dwarf II Smart Telescope, edited on my phone using CapCut Free. Stunning. Unidentified falling objects. I've slowed it down so we can see them. Now this looks like maybe a stationary satellite that's rotating, or just a blinking UFO. This is my setup for daytime moon observations, which I actually prefer than nighttime observations because there is depth, colour and layers. Using the Skywatcher controller app to gently move the telescope. Nighttime observations of the moon, not quite a full moon, but at least clear skies. Points of interest, craters, seas, and you can see noticeable atmospheric turbulence caused by unstable warm air, giving that rippling effect. But hey, it was just great to have clear skies, and not bad for a 5-inch telescope with a 3x Barlow. Now this is my setup so far for observations of the Sun solar maximum. We are at a peak of the Sun's 11-year magnetic cycle, so we're going to see more sunspots, frequent solar flares, and coronal mass ejections. Now this energy fuels brighter auroras on Earth, and it can disrupt satellites, radio and power grids. And I'm watching for rare sights, and on this day the Sun delivered. More sunspots than usual, in fact the most I've seen yet. 11 sunspots identified by NASA. Now this was back in early June as I was setting up for Matariki. Because my eyes had adjusted to the morning sunlight, I couldn't actually see Matariki with my own eyes, but through the Sony's Ep1, I was able to capture it. Unidentified falling objects. Well, shooting stars. There was quite a few in this area for the little time that I was observing. There were also satellites coming past. This one appears that it's a long way away because I've sped this up and it was moving really slow and it disappeared halfway. Now, because I'm observing eastward, I've been seeing this most times in the sky. So it could be what you see there, Creosat 6 or Intelsat 19. Just another satellite cruising past. Now this is a Bortle 5 pushing into a Bortle 6. Now this is a throwback handheld camera, but it kind of gave me an idea of using the ISS app and tracking the ISS with the app and have that information up on the screen. Up and coming in the next episodes. This is the final raw image from 100 stacked images. Look at all those stars. Wow. Just within this frame, there has got to be thousands of stars. And this is just within the heart of Scutum that sits within the Milky Way. The Wild Duck Cluster. What an odd name. That old nickname comes from a V-shaped flight pattern someone once saw. But the thing is, here in the southern hemisphere, everything's upside down. Now what amazes me is that every bright point is a sun, and beyond the cluster lies a backdrop of countless more suns, and each may be carrying worlds we'll never see. Mind-boggling. Now at the end there will be a final edited image, just a simple cleanup, colour shift where needed. Thanks for watching. Don't look up, we've only scratched the surface. There's much more to explore. Now if you have a story about any sky phenomenon, let me know in the comments below. And until then, keep your eyes on the sky. Mā te wā.